In the history of modern warfare, Vietnam witnessed a fierce confrontation between human will and technological power. The Americans brought to the battlefield not only bombs and guns, but also sophisticated electronic devices, hoping to turn the Truong Son Mountains into a laboratory of technological warfare. One of those devices, given a simple yet vivid name by Vietnamese soldiers, was the tropical tree. It was not a real tree, but electronic sensors disguised as logs or wooden posts, blending into the jungle. Inside, however, it carried the most advanced American technology of the time, designed to detect every footstep, every sound of the Truong Son supply convoys. After the failure of the McNamara Line, a system of bases, mines, radars, and sensors along the demilitarized zone, the United States realized that stopping supplies from the north to the south could not rely on fixed barriers. The rugged terrain, with the Ho Chi Minh Trail winding through Laos and Cambodia, rendered all blockade efforts ineffective. In 1968, the US launched Operation Igloo White, a massive electronic warfare campaign. Thousands of sensors were dropped across the Truong Son Mountains, aiming to create an invisible fence. Among them, the most notable were the log-shaped sensors known as the tropical tree. The tropical tree came in many forms, but the most common were fake logs about 1 meter long, containing acoustic sensors, recording engine sounds, artillery movement, even footsteps, seismic sensors, detecting vibrations from vehicles or marching troops, and magnetic sensors, identifying the movement of metal weapons or vehicles, radio transmitters, sending data to aircraft or relay stations. When activity was detected, the tropical tree transmitted signals to reconnaissance aircraft circling overhead. These aircraft relayed the data to electronic warfare centers in Thailand. There, IBM computers analyzed the information, pinpointed locations, and directed bombers or artillery strikes. The Americans believed that with thousands of tropical trees scattered across Truong Son, they could turn the supply route into a death road. No need for patrols, no need for fixed bases. Technology alone would reveal every convoy, every unit on the move. Operation Igloo White cost billions of dollars. Thousands of engineers, scientists, and officers participated. It was one of the largest attempts by the US to apply high technology to warfare. But the tropical jungle of Vietnam was not easily subdued. Torrential rains, high humidity, insects, and wildlife quickly damaged the devices. Many tropical trees worked only for a few weeks before failing. Vietnamese soldiers soon devised countermeasures. A clever camouflage, moving at night, muffling sounds. Decoys, using cattle or creating fake noises to mislead sensors. Destroying devices, disabling sensors when discovered. Dispersed tactics, splitting convoys to reduce detectable signals. Stories tell of Truong Son soldiers placing a bell next to a tropical tree, letting the wind ring it continuously, causing false alarms day and night. Despite thousands of tropical trees deployed, the Ho Chi Minh Trail remained active. Millions of tons of weapons, food, and supplies still reached the south. Operation Igloo White, along with the tropical tree, was ultimately deemed a strategic failure. It proved that advanced technology could not replace human will, especially in a people's war where both nature and humanity resisted the invader. The tropical tree symbolizes the clash between two worlds. On one side, advanced technology, computers, sensors, aircraft. On the other, human intelligence, resilience, and creativity. It showed that war is not only a battle of weapons, but also a battle of minds. And in that battle, the Vietnamese people prevailed. Imagine a night in Truong Son, 1970. Convoys of trucks carrying weapons quietly roll along the trail. Above, American aircraft circle, waiting for signals from the tropical trees. On the ground, fake logs lie silently, listening for sounds. But the convoy is cleverly camouflaged. Engines muffled, paths softened with soil to reduce vibrations. The tropical trees detect nothing. American planes circle in vain. Elsewhere, a tropical tree picks up engine noise. Signals are sent to reconnaissance aircraft, then to the center in Thailand. Computers analyze, reporting a large convoy. Bombers are dispatched. Yet when bombs fall, beneath the jungle canopy lies only a herd of cattle grazing. Truong Son soldiers had used livestock as decoys, tricking the sophisticated system. Millions of dollars worth of bombs wasted, while the real convoy passed safely. The tropical tree embodied America's faith in technology. They believed machines could replace humans, that sensors and computers could control an entire supply route. But Truong Son soldiers proved otherwise. With intelligence, creativity, and indomitable spirit, they rendered advanced technology useless. Simple countermeasures, camouflage, decoys, night marches, defeated a billion-dollar system. Picture endless convoys, thousands of soldiers carrying supplies, crossing rivers, climbing mountains. Above, American planes patrol. Below, tropical trees listen silently. Yet all are powerless against Vietnamese determination. Every successful delivery was a victory. Every soldier reaching the south proved that technology could not overcome human will. The tropical tree, the McNamara Line, and Operation Igloo White remain unique marks in Vietnam War history. They demonstrated America's technological prowess, but also exposed its limits when facing a people's war. The lesson: war is not only a clash of weapons, but also a clash of minds. And in that clash, human will and creativity can triumph over machines. The tropical tree, an artificial log, a sophisticated sensor, was once expected to change the course of war. But in the end, it became a symbol of technology's failure against human resilience. In historical memory, the tropical tree is not just a device, but a symbol of the confrontation between two worlds, modern technology and national intelligence. And victory belonged to the Truong Son soldiers, who turned the jungle into a fortress, nature into an ally, and willpower into invincible strength.